Hello everyone, this is Lupin, and I'm back with Hand of Fate 2. Just on my feet there. Ow. What was I pressing my heel on? Whatever it was, it hurt. Anyway, trying this new challenge. Well, as I said last time, there's a particular card you need to beat this thing, and I don't have it, and I've been trying to unlock the token for it to eventually get it. But I didn't have any luck last time using the Magician, which I use. If you know my Let's Play, if you know me Let's Playing this, you know I frequently use the Magician to like get information on new cards or maybe try to quickly unlock things because the Magician has a small deck size, so you're more likely to encounter the cards you're looking for, the new ones, and use up less time. Doesn't work for all the cards, you know, some of them you need particular requirements, so you need to go to other challenges, but I'm thinking I'll try this one to try and get this token unlocked. Maybe it'll help, I don't know. Where are you, you stupid thing? No. There you are. Awful thing. Let's see if I can't get some other things in here. Mystery chest, that was new. Let's try that. That. Can I get a card that's like... I guess I didn't. Filters. Two, so that should... Wait, I saw it. That in there just to get some new information. What else do I need? Put that in there for new information.
You do like that one, don't you?
Yes, because I'm terrible at the stupid chance cards. That's why I kind of dread when I have to do, if I ever do Hand of Fate, the original Hand of Fate, because it's only chance cards. And the beginner mode there lets you do it, gives you a second chance to do it, which is, you know, good, but... Let's see what that is. Never checked that out. 6 supplies. That should also be a hint that something is very wrong with this challenge. Okay, let's see what this thing is. I mean, we'll see what it is, but I'm not really actually trying
Those
to
who
beat
travel
it.
with you are more than mere pawns in this story. They have their own goals and their own needs. Yet their stories have ended, or they would be here by your side, would they not?
Shut up. Ominous news. You arrive at a tavern one evening, anxious to settle beside a roaring fire with your companions. As you enter, however, you are surprised to find no familiar faces. After a meal and several hours of waiting alone, a priest rushes in. Your friend Ariadne lies stricken at our temple. You arrive at the temple to find Ariadne lying on a simple bed, attended to by a church official. He explains that she has been stricken with dark magic and that is slowly draining her life. Oh no. Somehow, this malady resists our attempts at curing, the official says, sadly. It's as if her very soul were poisoned. I'm sorry. Time is limited. Oh no. The official leaves, shaking his head. It is not my place to say, the young cleric whispers, but perhaps there are other places you may seek help. In my work helping northerner refugees, I've heard tales of their high priestess, a mystic of sorts who moves freely between the realm of men and the world beyond. If anyone can help your friend, it would be her! You know that the northerner priestess will not see you unless you possess enough blessings, but you have few options. With the young cleric's help, you ready Ariadne for transport and leave the temple. Trying to transport someone her size? Huh? Are they also having to take the anvil hammer with us? That's even worse. Do we have to go back up the mountain? Do we have to go back up the mountain carrying an unconscious Ariadne and her anvil hammer? Oh, that is terrible. St. Talon's Day, thank you. On this day of penance and charity, you hear that a priestess will be blessing one and all for no cost at the Church of Fires. You find the flustered priestess at the church dealing with a huge crowd of peasants and nobles alike. You join the line. Elbows are thrown and harsh words are exchanged, but you finally make it to the front. What blessings do you require? Quick, quick! I've not got all day. Pick two! I don't know. Wealth? The priestess prays silently for a long moment before shaking her head. The gods are fickle today. A beggar behind you makes an impatient noise. There are no gold blessing cards in the deck. Good health? There are no life blessing cards in the deck. Well, I didn't put any blessings or curses in the deck, so I don't know. Dealer? Dealer, did you forget something? Okay, good harvest then. Ain't got any of those. Glory. None of those. Luck? Oh, thank you. You finally have one. Pick again. Guardian Angel. Pick again. Optionally retry any chance card gambit. Oh, that's relevant. Permanent Blessing. Thank you. That's the name of the special thing they have in Hand of Fate that lets you retry the chance card gambits. But whatever. You may only be blessed for wealth once, the priestess calls out. There's a collective noise of complaint from the crowd. I didn't ask for wealth, I asked for luck. That's a mistake. I'll take whatever else you've got since you have a shortage of blessings. First strike, steel opener. First strike. The first hit in combat against Empire deals 50 bonus damage. Apparently there are shortages of blessings too. Next! The priestess shouts. A baby is thrust in her face, and somebody impatiently pulls you from the line. Next!
Given times are so dark, you are lucky to have allies willing to assist.
Yeah, surprise introduction. Car just pops up. You are walking past a black, plain-looking carriage when the door suddenly opens and a huge pair of hands lift you inside. Hey! The carriage leaps forward as the door is shut, and you find yourself sprawled on a seat opposite a huge, powerfully built but unusually ugly man. Let's see. Apollyon. Yeah. Lord Apollyon requests your presence, the half-ogre declares. My throat's a little sore, so I'm not doing deep voice at the moment, so I'm not doing deep voices. The creature is silent the rest of the journey until you arrive at an impressive manor house. You exit the carriage and are brought into a huge hall for an audience with Lord Apollyon. Ah, the great adventurer herself, Apollyon begins, smiling broadly and stepping forward to greet you. He bows slightly. Demand to know why you were summoned. Why did you kidnap me off the street? That's not cool. I only want to offer you my help in the future, Apollyon declares, only slightly taken aback by your outburst. Should you ever need it. Ask for more information. I have heard of your exploits. I, too, am but a servant of the Empire and its people. I'd like to offer my services if you ever have need of them. I don't presume to wield sword or dodge a claw troll as well as you, of course, but I do try to support good people with supplies and such, especially heroic figures such as yourself. Apollyon invites you to stay and entertain him with stories of your adventures so far. You tell him of the mess that was the Justice Challenge. He offers you a great deal of pity. He finds that one incredibly unfair and badly constructed. He seems captivated by every word, and several hours pass quickly. He's watching all the previous videos from this one. I wish. You lead an incredible life. I hope you return again soon with more enchanting tales. Apollyon takes an item from many adorning the walls. Seems like that sentence is a little wonky. Saying, please accept this paltry gift. Perhaps it will help you rescue your friend. Imperial armor. Yeah, but I can't use it. That's a terrible gift. Allow my coachman to take you back. And please, come visit again anytime. It's not like I have a faint outline of horns on my head. No. Wait, you can see those? Well, drat. Elder's Gift. The Raiders. Yes, fame. Yes. Blast, I still haven't found the market thief.
You have to wonder why anyone would help you. At least my motives are clear.
You return to the fine mansion of Lord Apollyon and are granted an immediate audience. How goes your quest to save Ariadne? Lord Apollyon asks. Explain that you lack the blessings required to visit the High Priestess. If I don't get the blessings, she will zap me with lightning. I could just say that I have the blessings required? Well, then why did you come here? That's weird. Perhaps I could be of some assistance. I must confess that I have a weakness for games of chance. Apollyon leads you to a table in another room. A set of cards is already set out upon it. If you win, then I will provide the blessings you require. Apollyon nods as he adds, yes, I have the means. You'd be surprised what magical trinkets end up in my possession as part of my work. If I win, then you must pose with me for my next portrait. It will be titled Champions of the Empire. Perhaps I shall have a statue of us made as well. He gestures for you to sit. I'll even stack the deck in your favor. After all, I enjoy the excitement of a game. And care little for actually winning. Except, I'm sure you'll do well. Apollyon smiles. That'll do. Well done! Apollyon claps in appreciation. I think you've played this game before. Well, I've never played this challenge before. He gestures to a darkly robed man, who you failed to notice standing in the shadowed corner. The man comes to stand before you, his deep voice slowly intoning words in a foreign tongue. My associate is a follower of an ancient religion that you may not be familiar with, but rest assured that his devotion is second to none. As you sit through the lengthy ritual, you feel yourself drifting in and out of consciousness, whether from the droning voice or the potent incense being burned, you cannot say. But the voice is really, really droning. Deft Eye! Slower spin. Reduce the speed of a wheel gambit. Divine Intervention! I only needed one. Bonus reroll. After all your rerolls in a dice gambit, reroll your lowest dice. I only needed the one! Steady Heart. Reduced Failure. Huge failure is considered failure in precision gambits. That's a little bit better. Divine Providence. Score bonus. Add +2 to each of your dice during the dice gambit. Please let this be enough to win at Market Thief. You suddenly awake, Apollyon watching you with mild amusement from across the table. I expect you'll want to begin your journey to the High Priestess immediately. I sincerely hope your friend makes a full recovery.
Devils wait
Pray,
in the
traveler.
darkness. But which devil will you focus on?
As you pass near a darkened alleyway one evening, a blackened and misshapen hand grasps you, pulling you close to the darkness. You stand at the precipice of ruin. The Dark Lord has taken an interest in your destiny, and even now is engineering your downfall. The hunched creature pulls you with surprising strength further into the shadows. But I can help. There is a magic that can help you beat him at his own game. We can craft it, you and I. Doing so may test your spirit, but that's better than eternal darkness, eh? Eh? Really, I think that would be A, but whatever. He looks up at you, his yellow eyes glowing faintly. Do not fall into despair. We will meet again soon. Well, that was creepy.
You must ponder the ties that begin to bind. The trap is slowly laid for you.
The High Priestess. Again. You cross the northern border and prepare yourself for the long journey up Mount Freitas. You are surprised, however, to find a band of northern warriors waiting for you. The High Priestess is expecting you, the leader of the band declares. Oh good, so they'll get Ariadne up the mountain. Thanks, guys. With their guidance and protection, you quickly find yourself once more in the ritual house of Esmeranthia. For fame. I know why you have come, the giantess begins, moving to inspect Ariadne. She quickly sneers, saying, It is no wonder your holy people cannot heal her. This is no minor curse or spell from a magician. A beast of the underworld has tainted your friend's spirit, and without my help she will die. Esmeranthia pauses to consider you, her gaze boring into your soul. I think your fate will be to one day destroy the one who brings ruin to my people. Until then, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Yes? The Queen of Frost sends you to another room as she prepares a ritual. Yes, the Queen of Frost, but she doesn't have her own card. Many hours later, you are summoned again. You find the Queen standing over Ariadne, who, apart from being famished, appears fully recovered. Leave when you are ready, Esmeranthia declares, turning to leave. But heed my warning, hero. How long has it been recording? Oh, about 20 minutes. A shadow hangs over your soul. Stray but a little, and you will fail, to the ruin of us all. Malaclips told me he was going to the village of Rumstock to investigate a rumor of a magical artifact, Ariadne explains as you leave the ritual house. I was to meet him there some days ago.
I cannot understand how you come to be here now, given the challenges that have stood before you.
Shadow over Rumstock. Well, hopefully it won't involve fish people. As you journey towards Rumstock, you are disquieted by an increasing number of rumors concerning the village. It seems that every traveler coming from that direction has heard of a terrible of terrible, ritualistic murders being performed in the woods nearby. That sounds more... that says Shadow over Rumstock, but that description sounds more like the Call of Cthulhu. This is a very Lovecraftian card right here. The rumors also suggest that the mage responsible has been captured. Yay! Less work for me! Disguised himself as a bard, one fellow declares. I saw him with my own eyes, and he has the look of a killer. Oh dear. I don't think he has the look of a killer. I think he has the look of a con man. Trust me, I think I know the guy. Don't worry, continues the man. There'll be justice served for those poor souls when that necromancer burns the stake. Oh boy. Village of Rumstock. But first, let's find that stupid market thief.
I cannot tell you how much pleasure it gives me that those frauds who pretend to power now fall under the threat of imperial justice.
I think I'm gonna get something to drink because my throat is really sore right at the moment, so I'll be right back. And I'm back. I really should have brought something with me before I started recording. Ah well. Mystery chest. Step right up and marvel at the chest of many wonders, shouts a man draped in a colorful cloak. You there, warrior, he says, pointing in your direction. Pay to play. There's plenty to gain. Play the game, lose 4 gold. Ask him about the rules. Leave. Ask him about the rules first. I'm glad you ask. It's very simple, you see. You guess what's in the chest. If you're correct, you get to keep the contents and guess again. But if you guess wrong, it's game over. How much gold do I have? 20. Okay. The man grabs the gold from you with blah. The man grabs the gold from you with a smile. Now, if you'd give me another 4 gold, I can give you a little hint. If I take the hint, I might not get the shard. So, is it more gold? You choose gold and reach into the darkness. Something lies at the bottom of the chest. You grab hold of it and extract what appears to be gold. Yay! He looks at you with suspicion and coaxes, "Have another guess then, why don't you?" With a flick of his cloak and the sound of the chest opening and closing, the game starts anew. Food? You pray for food and reach into the darkness. Do you have to do it like 3 times? I wonder. You feel something at the bottom of the chest, but what you withdraw is not food. Game over! Better luck next time! Market thief, gray traveler. You are camped on the side of the road one moonless night when a familiar pair of yellow eyes suddenly appears beyond the light of the campfire. You have glimpsed your doom, I take it. The curse is in the cards, you know. He limps from the shadows to sit next to you, although somehow the fire fails to illuminate his form at all. The spell will be your salvation. That will be your salvation. Requires several unique ingredients. The cloaked figure explains. The first task will be to harvest the horn of a diabolic creature. Ah, there's the ending quotation mark. You see it down there? I know. Sorry. I know one that will be easy to overcome, he says, producing a silver whistle from his cloak. Strike quickly, though, he pauses to add, or it may escape and you will spend countless lifetimes regretting it. The whistle releases a sharp note, and a fiery portal appears between the two of you. A short, horned creature steps out as the portal closes again. Hey, Theophilus, you called? The devil asks, looking up at him. The child-sized creature seems oblivious to your presence for the moment. Strike the creature from behind. With a mighty blow to the head, you knock the devil unconscious. Soon you have removed one of the beast's horns and handed it to Theophilus, who places it in a sack made from the same dark material as his cloak. That will do for the first element. I must immediately prepare it, Theophilus says, turning to leave. He regards the limp form of the hellspawn. Do not be here when it wakes up, mortal. It will be angry, and you have not the means to kill it. Hey, have you seen a market thief anywhere around here?
Everything is a wager, but our difference is that we understand the game must have rules and definitions if it is to bind.
Gambling Hansel. No relation to Gretel. You enter a tavern one evening just as a gang of soldiers rise angrily from a table, leaving just a well-dressed civilian seated. That's a kind of awkward sentence. You cheating son of a harpy! One of them yells. Gentlemen, please. I cannot help it if Lady Luck is taken to me this fine evening. Nobody's that lucky, a soldier exclaims, drawing his sword. The other soldiers advance around the table. The unarmed man suddenly leaps from his chair and ducks behind you, saying, Mercenary, I implore you, I am a humble and honest merchant in need of aid. Uh-huh. Save me from this band of treacherous fiends, whom I have offended merely by playing fairly a number of games of chance, and I'll pay you with gold. That's our gold, Hansel, the soldiers cry. I forget how you get this token. Why not? Defend Hansel from the soldiers. We warned you, stranger! Hansel runs and hides behind the bench, his money bags clinking loudly as the battle begins. What weapon do I have equipped? Worker's hammer. Please don't crash. Please don't crash. Nice armor. Worker's hammer. There are suitable weapons. There are subtle weapons. There are weapons for delicate and skilled hands. And then there's this. We're a hammer duo.
Need some for me? Time for the hammer.
Oh, I got that crossbow and I never checked it out. Ooh. I need to check that out when I get a chance. Having dealt with the threat of the vengeful soldiers, you turn to find Lucky Hansel lying still behind the bench. A northerner warrior crouched over him. A man who cheats has no honor, the northerner says matter-of-factly. I think there should be some dashes in there, and for matter-of-factly, sheathing his knife and hefting the merchant's money bags. He will not cheat me again. The northerner moves to exit the tavern, gold in hand. Search Hansel.
A reward well earned.
Well, I guess that's how you get the token. You discover Hansel to be wearing an item that might explain his recent run of good luck. What, is it a box of devil-cursed tattoo needles? That's a reference to Friday the 13th, the series. Interesting show from the 80s. With no relation to the movies. That was a trick. You discover Hansel to be wearing an item that might I already read that. The dealer draws an equipment card with a gambit trait. Give me that. At the sound of more Empire soldiers approaching, you decide to follow the Northerner's example and exit discreetly. Inventory. Let's see. Inspect. Crossbow. Let's see. Crossbow artifact. Well, that's very on point. Powerful combat item. Bolts affect the first enemy they hit. Bleed bolt. Aim a bolt that causes 35 damage and bleed to the first enemy it hits. Bleed causes slow and damage over time. Recharge. Item restores charges after combat. It has 5 uses. Activate your artifact ability 25 times to unlock this token. Ziploc. Right. Nothing new there. Please be the market thief.
Do what you can to find more food.
You say another of your friends is in peril, Lord Apollyon remarks. How fascinating. He relates some details as to Malaclypse's situation. We live in dangerous times indeed, Apollyon says, shaking his head. Sorry. I see you still bear the mark of battle yourself, Apollyon remarks, sending his butler for a healing potion. Just but a scratch. Wow, a platinum health gain card. Don't see those too often. Do you have a plan to save Malaclypse? Lord Apollyon asks. You explain that you have not yet visited the village of Rumstock to assess the situation. I expect you'll want to travel there immediately in order to save your friend. Would you like transport there? Yeah. My butler will show you to the stables, Apollyon says, summoning him with a small bell. Take Bluetail. She's the fastest. But don't take Molasses. It's, well, what do you think? It's the slowest. Lord Apollyon's stables turn out to house an extensive array of animals. You are helped onto Bluetail's back, and the Griffin? Griffin? I thought this was a horse. Whoa. You stable griffins? It rises into the air. I think that's also the only time I've seen a griffin show up in this game.
So the noose begins to tighten, and we question the very stakes.
Did you have to say stakes? You arrive at the outskirts of the village of Rumstock, where Malaclypse is being held captive. Approach the village. Go to next level. Go to next level? A wooden stake with brushwood piled around it stands in the village center. A few peasants stand around, talking eagerly about the impending doom of the so-called necromancer. 34 minutes, almost 35 minutes. Ugh. You track down the town mayor who, despite your pleas, refuses to consider sparing the mage's life. The creature is bound head to toe in blessed iron, and he'll stay that way until burning under a full moon. Good, decent folk from this town have been murdered, and I will see to it that they receive justice! You plead Malaclypse's innocence. And who are you that we should listen? The mayor exclaims. It will take more than the word of a nameless mercenary to free this creature of darkness. You're a jerk. Still can't find that stupid market thief, but I'm gonna stop the video here and just keep record. Oh, wow. I am almost out of time to record, period. Well, I guess oh, the game crashed and it saved information, so... So I'm gonna have to stop the game here. Wow. How did I burn up so much time? That is so sad. Anyway, still gonna look for the market thief after this, so this is sort of a proto-run of the Devil Challenge. I guess, or whatever you want to call it. And I'm gonna stop here. This has been Emerald Lupin playing Hand of Fate 2. Will Malaclypse be saved from being burned alive? Will we defeat the devil, or will we defeat the Devil Challenge? The devil himself? Who is this guy with his incredibly fake smile? The world will never know. Anyway, if you like this video, please remember to do things like press that like button, leave a comment and tell me how I'm doing. Consider subscribing to my channel or just sharing this with your friends on social media. Every little bit helps. And I'll see you guys next time with more Hand of Fate 2. Bye!